everybody, and welcome back to the Hilltop Pillbox here in Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. And today we'll be talking about Global War 36, but not V3. We're going to be talking about the new map, V4. Yes, I've got the new map here, and it is basically done. There's a couple of things here and there that are going to be worked on, little things, little cosmetic stuff, not too much gameplay stuff, but we're just going to walk you through some of the differences between the original 36 and the new one. First off, here's the battle boards. Just gorgeous battle boards. Got all the info you need on there. Double-sided, of course. I'm just showing you the attack side there and then the defense side here. And it's got every unit on there and what it can possibly do. All the target selects are on there. Interception values and all the rest. And all the first strike in their home. So just great stuff. Alright, so that's it for those. I'm going to take these off here so I have a little bit more to work with. And as we look, you can see first of all the color. The color just pops on this map. You can see the difference between the two, the old one and the new one. So that's the first thing. Very vibrant colors. And it's printed on a different material. I think I mentioned this in a video when I took at Twisted Lords. And at Twisted Lords I showed you the material, and I've got it here again. And you can see that this stuff here just doesn't really stay curled. It might have a tiny slight curl to it when it's been sitting in a tube for a couple of weeks. But when you take it out and lay it down and you come back, it's flat. Right, so it's just gorgeous material. Love this stuff, right? You can do what you want with it. It flops back down. All right, so that's great. So no need to weigh it down, no need to tape it down or anything like that. As far as the actual changes on the map, artistically speaking, we're going to zoom in here, on the tundra, so you can see the tundra difference in the old map and the new map. Right, the tundra really pops there, and looks really, really cool. And the other thing is the jungles. The jungles also look very, very, very crystal clear. Looking down here, the mountains. All right, just great. I just love the artwork. So when we look at the other 36, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad at all. That's not the point to say it doesn't look good, but you can really see the difference in the clarity in the new map. A few of the other things, the shadows, they're going to be working on the shadows for around the coastlines. They realized they could use a little bit more distinction between some of the countries, so that's not a big deal. But this is a beautiful, beautiful map. Looking at Europe, we're going to look. I mentioned this at Twisted Lords. Yugoslavia is now 2 territories. One's worth 2, one is worth 1. So that could slow down a little bit of the Axis expansion. Plus, if you look, you'll see that these are actually much larger. Europe is considerably larger. I don't know what the percentage is. I'd say about 20% larger than it is on the other map. Considering this map is actually smaller. Like if I pull back here, you can see it's sitting, and there's plenty of room. All right, this is, I believe this is a 36 inches by 48 inches, I think, or 36 by 60. Whereas the other one is, of course, the 48 by 96. So there's a lot of room here on the old map. And this newer map, everything's smaller, and yet Europe is larger, so there's more room for those big stacks that we always see traipsing around Europe. That's very, very cool. You're going to be enjoying that. And something else here, Turkey, which has become quite important in many 36 games, has now 5 territories, and the capital city is a circle, right? And so Ankara is the capital city. Istanbul, though, is also an important place. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. Poland is now up to 6 territories, up from 5. So we've added 1 there. And Egypt is also up 1 territory. now Upper Egypt has been added to that. So it still can't be gotten to by the Italians this way. They still got to go through, but it is an extra spot that they have to worry about guys moving into. So be careful with that. As we look over here in South America, because South America is very important in 36, you'll see that the Andes now are actually impassable. So from Peru and Ecuador and Colombia, you cannot get to Brazil. Now you might not think that's a big deal, and in most games it's not a crucial deal, but there are dollar values here that you can go and get if you end up making Brazil come to your side, right? And if you play the South America war expansion, these become very, very, very crucial things. So this impassable part here becomes very, very important. And as we look over here, that didn't exist before. You can get through. All right. So there you have that. Another change is Iraq is now 2 territories. We have a northern and a southern Iraq. Okay. We'll be talking about that as well. And China has added territories and different warlords. So there's one more warlord has been added to the game. I believe it's 1. And possibly 2, but I think it's just 1 more warlord has been added to the game. And Manchukuo is printed right onto the map there if you're going to play with that expansion. So it's printed right there on for you. Around the Dutch East Indies and throughout the Pacific, actually, there's been a couple of changes to the map as far as how things are connected. So if we look at the Dutch East Indies in the old map, each island had its own, except for here, had its own thing for all the points anyway, right? For each of the points, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Dutch with points, and there are 6 sea zones you'd have to get to. But in the new iteration here, you can get to this sea zone, and you can hit 1, 2, 3. You can get to this sea zone, you can hit 1, 2, 3, right? You still got to go over here. But now you can go to 3 sea zones and offload into 3. So that's going to really help Japan early on, because they can now unload in 1 sea zone and attack 3. So they can keep their fleet together so it can't be attacked very easily. All right? That's the first thing that I see when I see that's the first thing I consider. And I've only played Japan once in competition, and I see that and I go, aha, now I only have to do that. But again, it might not be your thing. Maybe you're going to go after China. All right. We have some other things have been worked in. Different expansions are now actually just in the map. They're actually there. So I'm not going to go over all that is there because I don't know all of them and I don't want to leave anything out. But something that's very interesting, and I think it's a very forward-thinking move, is putting the victory points right on the map. So let's look at Abyssinia here. And we see Abyssinia, and you see that there's a star there. Well, that's a victory condition for the roundel that's beside it, which is the Italian roundel. So the Italians, they look at this and they say, that's important to us. Okay? Well, then we go over here to Sudan, and Sudan, in version 4, very important. Okay? So it's a victory condition, same as Cape Town. It's a victory condition. So if you're playing the game and you don't want to go back to the sheets and everything, and you just want a really quick, what do I have to look after? What do I have to go for? Well, there you go. So there's Cyprus. That's a victory. So the gold stars denote victory possibilities, okay? So as you see, the Italians have a lot close to them, right? They can get those. These are all things that they can do to get victory cities. When we look, of course, we all know the Spanish Civil War, and we look here and we see that both Germany and the Soviet Union have it as a victory condition. All right? And then you see, of course, a lot of German roundels here with victory conditions, victory stars on them. Okay, so they're all related to gaining victory points, which, of course, that's what you're doing in 36. It's all about the victory points. But then there are other symbols on the board, on the map. and you'll see the flags. You see the flag of Japan under the word Java, and you see the flag of Japan there. And what these tell you is that for Japan, these are bonuses for them. All right, so these are places for bonuses that they can work towards. And so you can very quickly look on the board and say, oh, yeah, that's right, I got to get down there. I got to get down there if you're Japan. And some victory conditions that are shared. Something like Guam, that's shared. Wake is shared, right? Up here, Midway, shared. These are all things that are you're trying to get victory conditions, and you can just look. Also, we see the Aussie flag here. Well, what in the world is that Aussie flag doing out there? Well, that's that victory condition for the bonus for the Anzac, that if there are no enemy ships within 2 sea zones of Australia, they get some love. Okay, so there you go. The other one I was going to show you is down here. So you can see we've got the doubles. We've got Japan and Communist China fighting over Southeast Asia. So you can see that they both want the victory points. Of course, they both can't get it. And you see the French flag here because that is a bonus condition for them. All right, they're trying to get that as well. So, let's see. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. I love the sea floor. You can see the rips in the Atlantic sea floor here, right, where the plates all rip apart, come together, spew out lava, all the rest. Hopefully you weren't getting too dizzy there, sorry. And then of course you got the Marianas Trench, and just looks really, really nice. Of course the atoll here, and and all these Japanese symbols, of course, are the kamikaze. That's where kamikaze can be used, and so that's good to know. Let's see, what else? Oh yes, there's even Monroe Doctrine on here, just to remind the Americans about Monroe Doctrine, and trying to keep that rolling. I believe should be that over here in the Atlantic. Yeah, there's lots of those, but they're all down here as well. So all these things that you can now, oh right, I got to do that, I got to do that. That's an option, that's an option. It's good to know. The Suez Canal, lots of attention there. Look at that, 4 different, and they're all wanting a little piece of the pie. Of course, the 3 of them are just pretty much like Commonwealth allied. I know France is there, but they all work together. All right, well that is the new version 4 Global War 36 map. It's still got a couple of minor changes, but you'll definitely want to get your order in quickly. You'll want to get your order in quickly. As soon as this is ready to be sold, you'll want to get it going. You don't want to wait. Don't delay. It's a great product. It's going to sell quickly, absolutely. And there's obviously different sizes. And don't forget, folks, it just comes right up and flops. Right, it just flops. If it doesn't flop right at the start, boom, then just give it an hour or so. You don't have to tape it down. You don't have to weigh it down. It just, it naturally wants to lay flat. Okay? Kind of like me on the weekend.
He ain't lying.
All right. Well, thanks so much, folks. Really appreciate your time. Looking forward to version 4. It's going to be done very, very shortly. We'll be playing that up at Sky Marshall's tournament next year. And that'll be really a lot of fun. Playing the updated version. A little streamlined. Few things are added. Some are taken away. Some units are gone. Some new stuff is in. And I know one of the big things is that Italy's got to get to war to get those points. Can't sit on the sidelines anymore. So that'll make things a little bit more challenging for the Axis. But the Allies, knowing that, then they can put some more pressure on Italy. So that'll change the Axis game quite a bit. But there's so many other little things here and there. Everybody has a lot of stuff to look after, and it'll be fun to watch, fun to play. Can't say enough about this game. It's a great time. So thanks for watching, folks. Take care. And as we always say here, hey, 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 May the dice be with you. Oh wait, those are D6. We don't use those in this. I don't have any D12s. Boy, I'm not prepared. Okay, folks, let's monetize this channel so I can hire a staff. What do you say?
Oh, that's not right. No.
Yeah, I thought so. We'll see you next time.